Hello, my name is Mr. T. I'm here to just help you with this options problem. I trade options all the time. I trade stocks as well. So if what I'm describing today is helpful and you'd like to learn more, I'm happy to set up a lesson with you. I can get you started trading options 101. I can even show you what I use on Ameritrade. You're right, Yahoo Finance. I mean, it's okay, but you really want a more professional trading platform like Ameritrade, Schwab, right, E-Trade, some of those. So I use Ameritrade. So again, I'm happy to help if you'd like to learn more. Just to answer this question also, I'm looking at this list of 5. The first thing that strikes me is I would not trade options at all in Amazon. Amazon's a $2,300 stock. I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but options trade in blocks of 100 shares. All right. So let's say you wanted to protect Amazon. You have some shares of Amazon. So to buy just one option on Amazon would protect. So if it's at 2,300 times 100, that means you're protecting on almost $250,000 worth of Amazon stock. Unless you have $250,000 Amazon stock, it doesn't make sense. All right. That's the problem with Amazon being so expensive. It's hard to buy options on it. It's too expensive. All right. That's not good. The first thing we want to do is we see on this is which two do you want to protect from dropping 20%? Well, the two I would choose, and this is easy, is JP Morgan and Boeing. For 2 reasons. One, JP Morgan's in the banking, it's in financial services, right? There is talk of negative interest rates. We are in a 0% interest rate environment right now. Banks do terrible in low interest rate environments because their net margins get squeezed. They need higher interest rates to improve their margins. So banks are going to struggle for a long time. Second of all, there's talk of banks going into negative interest rates. If that happens, you can see these banks plummet. So you want to protect yourself. And that's all insurance is, or all options are. It's insurance. It's like when you buy a car and you buy insurance, you protect yourself from being totaled. If your car gets totaled, the insurance company pays the damage. The only cost to you is the cost of that insurance. That's what options are. That's what a put is, basically. So if you buy a put and your stock plummets, you're only out the cost of that put. The person who you sold the put to, they've got to cover the losses. So options serve a good purpose. All right. The thing, though, about options that you got to remember is you got to be right on direction and you got to be right on time frame. That's very difficult. That's why a lot of people lose in options. So that's why I'm protecting JP Morgan and Boeing. We all obviously know what's going on with Boeing. Airlines are going to recover anytime soon. So Boeing is going to, of course, struggle, especially with that 737 problem. So you want to buy the September 18th. It said September 18th is the only expiration date in September. It's too far out. So right now, only the September 18th is the expiration. You're going to buy the puts at a strike price of 85 for JP Morgan, 120 strike for Boeing. That means if the stock falls below 85 for JP Morgan, you're protected. You're not out. If the stock goes to 75, you sold it at 85. You're protected there. It's going to cost you $8.70 for each share. Now, but remember what I said, it's sold in blocks of 100. So $8.70 times 100 is $870. So every option you buy on that is $870. It's about 10% of the stock price. The IV, right, the implied volatility is 35%. The higher the IV, the more expensive options are, okay? And IV is affected by events. The more events that are happening, the more volatile in the market, the higher those will be. And same thing with Boeing. Boeing's at about 120 right now, give or take a few bucks. It'll cost you about 10% of the stock price. So it's about $19.90 because it's times 100. And then answering your second question, what would you want to do if you want to double up your exposure? Okay, so what that's basically saying is if one of them falls, you buy more of it. That's when you want to sell puts. All right, when you buy puts, what you're doing is you have a right to sell the stock at that moment in time. So if you sell puts, then that person's going to get the stock sold to them if it falls below that level. So what you want to do is if you said if it drops by at least 15% from its current level, so that means I was looking at Disney for this one. I thought Disney, I know I didn't put it in there. I thought Disney would be the better one. All right. So Disney's at about $100 right now. So if it falls 15%, it's about $85. All right. That's only going to cost you 50 cents. It's really cheap because it's not likely to happen. Now, I put 1 month out because when you sell options, you want them as close to time frame as possible. That's another discussion for another day. I can explain that to you in the lesson. But hopefully this is helpful.